The thing, like maybe, which maybe it won't even be noticed by the player if they're moving away, is have it, like idle down.
I gotcha. Does it let you play? Okay, yeah. So you need an idle. So you need a. All right. So you need a powering down. Okay. So you need powering down. We need it to be explode. We need explosion. We need a destroyed, and we need a smoke loop for once it's been destroyed. Turrets, they don't move or anything at the moment, so you need all of this.
Yeah, the thing with them,
because they just sit in one angle the whole time.
Yeah, the only other thing I can do currently is I can have them switch, like rotate along the X so that their sprite would essentially mirror the other way.
Right.
Because if I rotate them now, they will. The whole image just goes in 360.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So the base and everything is just like flipping through the air.
Well, just the tops. I have the base and the top separate.
Oh yeah, I did separate.
And I will say I prefer the less top-down angle. It looks nicer.
Definitely.
Yeah. When everything is set up. Like even when you set the tops on it, it just looks better.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I am gonna have a hard time is with the movement of the ship, since it's on like the twin sticky movement. I need something that's like 8 directional. I think is what they call it.
Yeah, like the whatever, but the 8-axis or whatever.
Yeah. Had all this stuff pulled up. So like on the link sheet, I can't really pull it, but like you see how many like angles, like so you can do every action at every angle. Luckily for us, like the ship is always at an idle and it's the other stuff that's thing. But like if I wanted to have like little doors on the ship open when you thrust or when you brake and stuff like that, all of that stuff has to be tuned. So I'll look at how these 8 directional things are made and I'll figure that part out. But okay, so yeah, because if that was the one thing I was trying to figure out is how much movement we wanted to give the bosses and the player. And the player is like non-negotiable, has to be multi-directional because you have to be able to move like really quickly. Generally, are we gonna just rotate around the boss? Other than like the insect boss is just constantly moving. I mean, well, I guess that's because that's we'll figure that part out when we get to the next section, and then start to refine and stuff like that. Because we don't even know what boss we're doing.
Right now, I'm working on the cruiser boss.
Right. No. I meant after the cruiser boss.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
The insect boss I had in my mind that he kind of just runs a route on the screen, and then you dodge.
Yeah, there are pathing. You can do pathing.
Yeah. So like all the
I haven't worked with that yet.
Individual insections and stuff. Yeah, exactly. But I think that would be a cool next boss.
Yeah.
And then are we doing? Let's see here. So I have small projectile. So okay. So for the cruiser boss, I had 3 different projectile types that he would do. For the different turrets, how many turrets do you have on the boss?
Currently, there's 8.
8 turrets. Okay. So
And then, in what? Well, I don't think I've. They currently alternate. Is it? They alternate randomly between. They do now because they weren't before, but either just shooting a straight line of bullets, kind of this arc of bullets, or the homing rockets.
okay. So would you say that those are like small projectiles and then large projectile?
Yeah.
So that I can classify them or whatever. Okay. Okay, so I will. So the homing rockets, I could probably do the same rockets for the AA turret.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I was doing. I literally just have I have the AA turrets currently just alternating because I just took the code from the boss turrets that I made to get those working. But maybe those will just do homing rockets, or it'll be like a thing. Added a bit of depth if the comms tower is still operational. They just shoot homing rockets because the comms tower is operational and they're getting your position. But then, once the comms tower is down, they just shoot, this arc of shots because they have multiple things to multiple bullet muzzles and stuff. Just to give it a bit of freshness, but
yeah, I think it would be cool if they shot home. Maybe we could just leave it missiles. That way,
yeah,
it makes sense just because it's a missile launcher. But they would be homing if it has the comms tower, not homing.
Yeah. And then that's easy enough to.
Yeah, that's good. All right. All right. So these are all the things I have for the cruiser boss. The projectiles, but I'm gonna remove media. We won't need that. Just have it do the small blasters and then the rockets.
The other thing it has is I think this is still neat is that it also has its rear engines that it kind of blasts off, so that you also need to be mindful of where you're at certain times when fighting the boss, because I have that it's like using its burners and it's just like shooting out fire behind it. Okay. Just it's another almost environmental thing you have to worry about.
Okay, so thruster attack. Are we doing the shields? We have to destroy the shields.
Yeah, I wanted that to be an option. So have 1 or 2 shield generators that you can destroy. If you destroy both of them, it can still have its turrets and then start taking damage, because currently it's set up that if the turrets are there, the boss doesn't take damage. It doesn't have a collision mask, so your bullets don't notice it.
Okay, so we need to add the shield generator so that we could have it cycle through the phases that we want. So the player is going to start with the shield generator, but they could also destroy the comms tower so that the missiles don't home on.
Yeah, and then
they could pick which one they want to prioritize.
If they destroy it could be that. Well, I guess, yeah, I think the shield generators are going to be the key to getting to attack the actual boss and having them in between all the turrets. Because right now, if you're in between them, you're dead. If you have not killed any turrets, there's no way you're surviving.
Oh, you're talking about in the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, I'm meaning on the ship.
Oh, on the ship. Oh,
I was like, the ship itself has shield generators
right.
that you attack, and it has 8 turrets on it.
Yeah.
When this boss spawns, there's 8 turrets, and currently it's you have to take out all of those turrets before you can attack the boss. But I like it a bit more that if you have like maybe 2 shield generators in between those 8 turrets, like in the middle of them, if you can take those out first, you don't have to take out the turrets to start damaging the boss.
Right.
Yeah, but
I like that.
The thing is if you just try to like neglect the turrets at all for maybe like speed running, you're gonna have to be very, very skilled because you'll just be in the center and they are currently like always, once you're in their range, they are aiming directly at you. So if you're in between all of them and they're all just aiming, in a much smaller area than around it, they're just shooting directly at you. And I don't see anybody surviving unless you have the shields. Man, this is getting more depth in this. I hadn't even thought of it. I like this. That's so much fun. I mean, it's a lot more tactical than I thought, and I just made it do a bunch of shooting.
Right. It's like, oh, it's just mag dumping.
Yeah. It's becoming a more fun boss, and all it does is have turrets that shoot bullets.
How big is the character versus the ship?
The character is I currently have them at 90 by 77, and I doubled the ship sprite to what it is now, and it is 1280 by 512. And to be honest, that still seems a little small.
Yeah, by 512 feet does seem kind of small.
But like, yeah. So, I really want the boss to take up a lot of the center of the town.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell you how big that is. It's really quick, just so you get an idea on how big it's gonna need to be. Like if I throw the map in there and then I do like a crop, I just like grab this and let's say I had it be from here, and then I crop. That is 940 by 220 or 2236, and that would be like 1, 2, 3, like, that'd be probably top to bottom of your screen.
Yeah, like the thing is, I'm fine with the ship feeling massive, like taking up more than the screen, because that's like, that's what I'm hoping for, and then, because it would allow for more space to try to slip in between the turrets to take out the shield generator, but I think it's also like you're teaching the player, like you're learning the boss fight. Can I do this? I'll go in and start shooting the shield generator, and then it's just like, oh wait, they're all looking right at me, and they've just chosen, to do their, wave shots of bullets right in the center. You have nowhere to go. But if you have quick reaction time, you can boost out because the boost gives you a invulnerability.
I also just realized that you have it vertical.
It's currently that way. It's horizontal currently.
It's this way?
Yeah. That's how it started. When I was working in in my like test room, I had it vertical.
Yeah, I think horizontal is like,
yeah.
Like if we could make it like this big.
Dude, yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah. That would I'd be down for this, especially because of the top down or the angled top down view.
Hmm.
The like the ship would do like the ship would be like this.
Dude, our map is so big. I have a creation code thing that I use, and I normally have it set off of the map, but it doesn't matter. Every time I load Game Maker, it just plops it onto the map because the map is so big.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want it up there. You want it down here.
So like if it was like this, I mean you could have your turrets like 2 up here, you could have 3 up here, you could have a shield generator like here, you could have another turret here or something.
Yeah. So I guess
there's a lot of different placement you could do. You could do them like side guns, like where they're sticking out, like because I don't want them to look like the AA guns. I want them to be part of the ship.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was.
Something with like the ship or the shield relay could be like this big like piece thing right here.
Yeah.
It just makes like a bubble around the ship.
Yeah. Well, I want like there to be 2 spots. And that can always.
Yeah. Or like
maybe.
Here and then like here in the front.
Yeah.
And it just makes like an aura around the ship.
Yeah, or like, we could have it, actually have some sort of circular shield with like, for some reason I feel like going after 2 is going to give it a little more challenge than 1.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I want them, like, this is like for you when you design the ship, is I want them to be placed in between like, since there's 8, each one is going to be in between 4 of the turrets. Or if we're like, let's do fucking 10, in between half.
We could do even more turrets because it's not like they don't have to be like stacked up on top of that.
Yeah, and they don't have to have a ton of HP. Right now, I give them a lot of HP just to make it a little more challenging.
They could also be under some panels, and you gotta like shoot the panels, and then the panels like break. And then, especially once something's in like top or like a tilted view, you can do a lot more than top down. When it's top down, you can't show the sides of anything. It's just like so bland.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. Like if it was like you create these like little like breaks in the thing, and then there's these like shield relays in here, and then you gotta like shoot the shield relays.
Yeah, and I want it so that like if you don't pay attention to the turrets, you're going to be inside there and be in a very tough situation for yourself. So you don't have to take out all the turrets, but it is advised type of thing.
Right. Yeah, especially because it matters like how big the turret. Because if these are the AA guns, they're like oversized because you want the player to notice them, hit them.
Yeah, well, the other thing is like, the turrets on the ship can look bigger because the ship is bigger and technically closer, because the boss ship is also flying in the sky.
True. It's huge.
Huge. They're eating our cats. They're eating our dogs. Yeah. So like I on a list of to-dos, what do you have for yourself?
Everything.
Well, like yeah, I mean a lot. I get that, but like maybe like where are you gonna start? What's like just do you want to like maybe you could get me like some like knock out some easy things first to give yourself a bit of momentum.
Yeah, so I think for now all of these take damage things should just be like your typical white, like white flash, like on.
Yeah, right now they image alpha, so they kind of gray out, and that's what I have
Okay.
happening.
Okay.
I guess if maybe
Yeah.
I go the other way, they'll whiten. I don't know exactly how image alpha works. All I know is that one, it looks fine, and then you can see through it a bit when you shoot, when it goes down below one. But either way, like things taking damage, I have a system that you can see that it's taking damage.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of the take damage ones, no fill, but I think basic versions of all of these would be nice. I mean, what we have here, I think, is I think it's all right. Like this visually is like okay to play over the top.
Yeah.
But these buildings need their refined version, like I did with the comms tower, like a rough.
Yeah.
That way you know what you're shooting and destroying.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is like the enemy ships. Like, if you wanted to knock out a basic design quickly, and it could just be like what's going to be their quote unquote like. Well, I guess they're never going to be idle. They're always moving. I always have them moving.
Mm-hmm.
Knock those out so that I can stop using, these like assets I found online.
Right.
That's something like what I'm trying to do, because I thought one thing is that this was to help you kind of for your vacation, because my vacation is literally going to be kind of polishing out the boss biome. Like what I need to do, getting things to spawn correctly, having it so that like if you do kill the boss, you leave the map. Like that's what I'm working on now.
Yeah.
And maybe even add some text that pops on the screen. Well, another thing is like we can, and this will be for like final polish, but like actually doing a type of HUD, because that that draw that moves the score and stuff with the camera, it would just draw in there, so we can have this interesting looking like a quote unquote HUD if we wanted.
Yeah, no, I think a HUD would be cool. So
that'll be and near the end. We don't need it now.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about for vacation.
Okay.
What I want to do on vacation. Because that's kind of what. So I'm off tomorrow. I'm gonna bang out some of this stuff tomorrow. And part of tonight. But I think getting all of these ones in orange right here. These are all of the buildings that can be destroyed for various, I guess, like points. If that's how you want to do it, where you're destroying, kind of like when we played whatever that insect game is that we're playing. I can't think of the name.
Helldivers?
Helldivers, yeah. Like when we're playing divers, like you don't have to destroy all of the hatchery, the insect hatchery.
Mm-hmm.
You do that for more XP, that kind of thing. So it's like, is that what we want to do with like the starport and the engineering bay and the command center? Like the barracks, the academy, all these buildings that are on the map. We're just gonna have those be destroyed for points. That's the thing.
I mean, it could be for points. It could also be for like an advantage, like currently like the map, just the map spawning enemies goes away when the boss spawns, but you could have them go away by taking out the engineering or whatnot. So like, because maybe you do know about the secret mini boss, and you don't want any random enemies flying into this, like into the fight as well. So you go and you take out those, and then go fight the boss, because you know that you're not near the score amount yet to get the boss to spawn, and you can, the turrets that you're really far away from, the anti-air turrets, they aren't going to fight you because you're so far away from, and you just want to get yourself.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm
So
fine.
if I was like exploring over here in this village, and then I destroyed these two towers.
So I also
And I'm
think we
over
should
here
just have 10. Like I have 10 currently, and that seems like a lot.
Okay.
So I think 10 we should max out around the map, because current, like, it just seems like it's getting a little, maybe a couple more like around the edges, but I don't think any more than that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's fine. Either way. Yeah, I just want to make it seem like there are like the island is secured. So, but I think if you're out exploring away from the main town, you shouldn't necessarily be like in imminent danger.
Yeah.
So if I was out here at this like at this mountain or whatever, are enemies still spawning? Like
Yeah.
definitely. Okay.
Yeah, they just spawn off screen
Okay.
until the boss spawns, and then the boss spawns all the enemies.
Right.
Well, currently all the enemies except the destroyers, they continue to spawn off screen. But say you kill the engineering thing, maybe that turns off those destroyers spawning.
Yeah.
Or, well, the only thing is like I have them spawning currently because they always drop power-ups.
Oh, I got you.
But the other ones still will. They just won't, all the time. It's on a timer. It's on a cooldown.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could be into the play, like, because one, the destroyers have more HP. They do shoot bursts of, they shoot way more bullets. Getting them out might be a good strategy. And I do think the two turrets there should stay there, because, like, that's a defense point.
Yeah, it's like a base.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so I think, yeah, I think having all of the buildings at least have a sprite that you can put collision masks on and make them take damage and all that kind of thing. Let's see here. Probably no specific like explosion. I think I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make one explosion animation for the ships. Make one for the buildings, and then we'll just rock with those. And that way, like that checks off all of these. Like, just make one that does it for all.
Yeah. Because currently it's doing a red mist when they when they explode, because it's built into the game. Like, it's built into Game Maker, and it's literally like, I haven't bought anything for Game Maker yet. But it's just, they have this thing that it just does a mist of color when something destroys, and it'll do it.
Okay, so boom, bam, boom, and then let's see here. So the boss, bruiser, I'm gonna add under the boss. The basic design, and the basic design in the 3/4 turn, and then also add. I think we should try to add some sort of like transition, even if it's. Do you think that's feasible code wise.